Are you wondering how you can generate business over on Facebook without spending a whole lot of money? Stay tuned, I can help. Hey everybody, Katie Lance here, founder and CEO of Katie Lance Consulting, the Get Social Smart Academy, and author of the book, Get Social Smart, and it's episode 166 of the Get Social Smart Show. And today I'm going to share with you a few simple tips for how you can generate leads on Facebook without spending a whole lot of money. Tip number one, create video content. Create original video content. Now, I'm sure over on Facebook, you probably have a personal profile, and that's a great place to keep in touch with past clients and really connect and be intentional. It's not the place to promote yourself, promote your business, but the personal profile is where you're going to build those relationships. But your business page, you probably have your listings and your open houses, but how do you generate business over on your business page? I can tell you right now that the agents and brokers that we work with that are getting 40, 50, maybe even 60% of their business or more from Facebook, one of the number one things that they're doing is they're creating evergreen content. So evergreen content is video content that's timeless, meaning it's valuable today, but it's also valuable next week, next month, maybe even next year. So what I encourage you to do is to brainstorm. What are the questions you get asked all the time? Think about the last 5 or 6 clients that you've worked with. What are their pain points? What are those conversations that came up? Start to make a list, and I bet you could probably come up with a list of 20, 30, maybe even 40 or 50 topics of questions you get asked all the time. Now, once you start to think about that, I encourage you to get on camera. And here's the good news. You don't need a whole lot of fancy equipment. If you've got an iPhone or Android, start there. Start creating video content and start creating it on a consistent basis. So if you want to get business from Facebook, it's not just about a video here and there. We encourage you to create episodic content. We've done that here with the Get Social Smart Show for the past few years. Every single week you see a new video from us, and there's something about that consistency that builds trust. So I encourage you to pick a day, it doesn't matter what day, but pick a day, and I can guarantee when you pick a day and say, hey, I've got a new video that's coming out on Wednesday or Monday, all of a sudden that's the best accountability. So start creating episodic content, start creating content on a consistent basis, especially video content that's in your voice, that has your opinion, and just like I've said in many other videos, the more you get on camera, the easier it gets. I promise. Practice makes perfect, or at least close to perfect. A little side tip I would give you when it comes to video content on Facebook, make sure you're putting captions on your videos. So when you've got your video, you're going to take that video, upload it right to your Facebook business page, and there's a free captioning feature that you can use with Facebook, or we like to use rev.com. Rev.com is a great resource where you can take your video, upload it to rev.com, and pay $1 a minute for a subtitle file, and then you can add that over to your video. And we found that when you have captions along the bottom of your video, more people are likely to watch it, more people are likely to engage with you, and it's a great way to turn those likes into leads. So that's number one. You got to get on camera, do it consistently. Video content is where it's at. Tip number 2 for generating leads on Facebook without spending a whole lot of money, it's Facebook Live. So yep, we talked about recorded video, which sometimes is a little bit easier because you can record and batch record videos like we're doing right here. But there is something really powerful about being live on camera. And right now with Facebook, Facebook prioritizes video content and Facebook Live content. So if you want to get more traction on Facebook just out of the gate, those are 2 pieces of content you have to focus on. We do a Facebook Live at least once a month over on our Facebook business page. In fact, I just did one recently where I was highlighting one of my dear friends who's an author. She wrote a book all about YouTube. We'll drop that link below so you can check it out. And that one Facebook Live, we had hundreds of people who tuned in live. We've had hundreds of people who've watched the replay. We've gotten a ton of traction and engagement, and yes, business from that. Because when you put out a piece of valuable content, especially a piece of content that highlights someone else, they're going to share it, they'll share it with their community, and it's a way to really exponentially grow your presence on Facebook and expose your content to more people. So my encouragement to you is, can you get on Facebook Live at least once a month? And when you do, can you highlight someone else? Maybe it's your local lender, maybe it's your stager, maybe it's your photographer. You know, there's so many folks involved in real estate. Use that as an opportunity to highlight someone else, highlight local businesses as well. And we'll drop a few examples below of some folks, especially if you're watching this over on YouTube, by the way. Check the link below, because we'll in the description, I'll drop a few links to some folks who I think are doing this really, really well. So Facebook Live, that's number 2. All right, number 3, how do you generate leads on Facebook without spending a lot of money? Show up. Show up every single day. This is really important. A lot of folks, when it comes to real estate and social media, they want to hand it off to somebody else. And as I often say, imagine having a dinner party with your 10 most important clients. Instead of you being there, you have your assistant run the whole thing. Right? We would never do that. But a lot of times when it comes to social media, we hand it off to someone else and then we think to ourselves, great, I'm checking the box, right? I'm getting it done. And then we're disappointed when we realize we're not getting a whole lot of business from it. So it doesn't mean you can't have an assistant or maybe have some folks on your team to help with certain pieces like scheduling content or helping you create or post some content. But at the end of the day, social media is social. If you want business from Facebook, you've got to show up every day. You've got to be intentional. You've got to dig into your news feed, be a good finder, reach out, comment, connect with other people. It can't be all about you. The folks that we work with that are getting a high level of business from Facebook specifically, they're creating video content on a consistent basis. They're doing Facebook Live on a consistent basis, and they're showing up every day. They're in their news feed, they're making meaningful comments, they're taking the online, offline, and they're looking for opportunities to build those relationships. That is the name of the game. All right, if you're listening to this and thinking, gosh, I really need to get a handle on a lot of my social media strategy, we've got a great free resource library for you. We're going to drop that link below so you can check that out. That free resource library has a lot of great checklists and great training items, not just for Facebook, but for a lot of things social media and real estate related. Okay, I would love to hear from you. What is your biggest struggle right now with Facebook? What's your biggest struggle with Facebook? Put it in the chat below, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. And of course, for more tips, tools, and strategies, please visit us at katielance.com.